Hello, I'm Martin Clark. I'm a consultant hypnotherapist, an NLP master practitioner, a timeline therapy master practitioner, a certified hypnotherapy trainer, and the developer of Breakthrough Hypnosis. In this video I'm going to explain why trying to stop smoking with willpower is extremely difficult, why nicotine replacement works for very few people, and why Breakthrough Hypnosis can turn you into a non-smoker easily with no stress, weight gain or cravings, even after a meal or when out for a drink. So, just looking at the success rates of nicotine replacement and willpower. Willpower has a 4% success rate. Nicotine replacement has a 6% success rate. And that's according to Clive Bates, Director of Action on Smoking and Health in the UK, April 2002. So, why are willpower and nicotine replacement so ineffective? The reason nicotine replacement is so ineffective is that nicotine isn't the reason that people smoke. It can't be. If it was only nicotine that caused people to smoke, then anybody wanting to stop smoking would just put on a patch and they'd be a non-smoker, because the drug that was a reason for smoking would be in the body, so they wouldn't need to smoke. Clearly there must be another reason why people smoke. To explain why willpower is so ineffective, we need to look at how you became a smoker. Let's say there are 4 stages. The first stage, your first cigarette. You probably found it disgusting and retched, coughed or gagged, but you were determined to smoke. So you trained yourself to smoke. You practiced smoking until you could do it without coughing, blowing it in your eyes or generally looking stupid. And then you began making yourself smoke at certain times. You could smoke without looking stupid, but you still had to remind yourself to smoke at certain times. You didn't have a habit yet, until one day you just did it automatically. You had a habit. You didn't need to make yourself, remind yourself or force yourself anymore. Smoking was a habit. During the first 3 stages of your first cigarette, training yourself to smoke and making yourself smoke, you aren't smoking automatically yet. You're still choosing to smoke each cigarette. You're still thinking about it. Because of this, you could stop smoking easily with willpower, because it's willpower that's making you smoke. The reason why it's so difficult to stop smoking with willpower is that when you've reached the final stage and you just do it automatically, you have a habit, you aren't thinking about it anymore. So, you're actually trying to think yourself out of something that you no longer think about doing. And that's why stopping smoking is very difficult with willpower and very easy with hypnosis. It's all in the mind. Willpower is the thinking mind, the conscious mind. Habits are things you don't need to think about. Habits come from the unconscious mind. And hypnosis deals with the unconscious mind. Because habits are things that you do without thinking and are run by the unconscious mind, to change your habit, you must change or reprogram your unconscious mind. That's what Breakthrough Hypnosis does. We deal with the source of the problem by speaking to the part of the unconscious mind that's running the smoking habit and changing the program it's running. So just to clarify, when we say unconscious, we don't mean asleep. What we mean is that you aren't deciding or choosing to do it anymore. You don't wake up and think, how many cigarettes shall I smoke today? You never forget to smoke. You just have a routine or pattern that controls your smoking habit. When you think about it, does it even make sense that you smoke because your nicotine levels are getting low? Or is it more to do with a routine or habit pattern? Think about it now. When do you actually smoke? Here are some typical examples. With a cup of tea or coffee, on breaks, after meals, when bored, when stressed, when drinking alcohol, in the car, at the bus stop, last one at night. Now, does it make any sense to think that every time you make a drink, go on a break, finish a meal, get bored or stressed or drink alcohol, that the nicotine levels in your body suddenly drop and cause you to need a cigarette? Or is it more likely that every time you do these things, that a part of your brain is saying that this means this? So, If you were to write down when you have a cigarette throughout the day, you would see that it followed a certain pattern. There will be certain times and certain things that you associate with having a cigarette. This is a habit pattern, not an addiction pattern. Well, what about craving, some people ask? Well, you can crave for lots of things that you aren't addicted to, because cravings are not addictions, and cravings are not withdrawal. A craving is something that you do with your mind that has nothing to do with physical addiction. You can crave chocolate, biscuits or chips, and none of these are physical addictions. The difference between a craving and physical addiction or withdrawal is, if you're craving chocolate or a cigarette and someone shouts fire, the craving disappears instantly because you are simply doing it with your mind. If, however, someone is experiencing real withdrawal from a genuinely physically addictive substance such as heroin, and they're on the floor in agony with stomach cramps and someone shouts fire, the stomach cramps don't disappear because they are not creating them in their mind. Their body is experiencing a real physical withdrawal from a physically addictive drug. Another difference between smoking and a real physical addiction is, if you were to ask a heroin addict, when do you like to have some heroin? It's a stupid question. They wouldn't say, with a cup of tea, after a meal, or when on a break, or when I'm bored. Because it's a real physical addiction, not a habit that's controlled by associations and triggers. Smoking is a habit controlled by associations and triggers. The part of your mind that associates smoking to its triggers is the part of your mind that is running the habit. It's part of your unconscious mind. So to change the habit, you must change the associations and triggers inside the unconscious mind. If someone has no associations or triggers to smoke, then they are a non-smoker. Breakthrough hypnosis switches off all the triggers to smoke. We then give the part of your mind that ran the habit something else to do that is useful and healthy. When there is no part of your mind running the habit automatically, the habit does not exist. Can it work for anyone? Yes, providing that they actually want to become a non-smoker. Because hypnosis can't decide anything for you. You must choose what you want. Breakthrough hypnosis then uses the power of your mind to harness the power of your choice. It's your choice that allows hypnosis to influence your unconscious mind. So, if you made the choice to become a non-smoker, Breakthrough Hypnosis make the whole process as easy as possible for you. When you book your session, we send out the Breakthrough Hypnosis Stop Smoking Preparation CD. The CD covers how to approach and mentally prepare for the appointment and the ideal mindset to have. The CD contains a medium depth trance so that you can experience what breakthrough hypnosis is, and the trance hypnotizes you to be ready to change at your appointment. So on the day, you know exactly what to expect and are focused and ready when you arrive at the place where change happens. So, if you want to become a non-smoker easily and without stress, the session takes an hour and a half to turn you into a non-smoker. No weight gain, no stress, and no cravings. At the end, you feel exactly the same, apart from you don't need or want to smoke, and you feel fantastic. If you have decided to become a non-smoker, but you're worried about how difficult, stressful, painful, or fattening it might be, doesn't it make sense to see someone who could influence your unconscious habits in exactly the way you want and save yourself a lot of stress and hassle? Why not make it easy on yourself? To book an appointment, call 0800 2888 625 or click on the link at the bottom of the page. Thank you.